Shalom, Kal Halal, Wahawad Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Wa Baha, Racha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, who rule and teach Yasha Alawel through the Spirit, leading the flock by example. Peace, blessings, and mercy to the Bayat Shah Dawadah, the house of David. Adwan Ratazah, which means Lord willing. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. So, of course, man, we're hearing wars and rumors of wars. Okay, and that's prophesied within the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Okay. All right. And again, man, we're pretty much in the Third World War, right? World War Three. Okay. Now and that's all Bible prophecy. And basically, I've got an article from NBC News. Okay. And this is very recent. Okay. Dated May the 6th, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Okay. So inspiration for this lesson is drawn from this article, as well as this article too from the Independent. Okay, so things are heating up, man. All moving to the tune of prophecy. Okay, so from NBC News, the headline reads: Russia, right, which is Gog in the scriptures, all right, announces nuclear weapon drills after angry exchange with senior Western officials. Okay, so threats from the West. Okay, coming from NATO and the EU. All right, NATO being the beast and the EU powers being the 10 horns, man. Right, and America heading the whole thing, which is the woman that rides the beast. Okay, so it says the drills are in response to provocative statements and threats of certain Western officials regarding the Russian Federation, the Defense Ministry said in a statement. It says Russia plans to hold drills simulating the use of tactical nuclear weapons, the Defense Ministry announced Monday, days after the Kremlin, which is like the equivalent of the White House, right, where Putin lives, all right, within Russia, okay, reacted angrily to comments by senior Western officials about the war in Ukraine. The drills are in response to provocative statements and threats of certain Western officials regarding the Russian Federation, the Defense Ministry said in a statement. Okay, depending on how long this article is, I will read all of it. Okay. So, it said it was the first time that Russia has publicly announced drills involving tactical nuclear weapons, though its strategic nuclear forces regularly hold exercises. Tactical nuclear weapons have a lower yield compared to massive warheads that arm intercontinental ballistic missiles intended to obliterate entire cities. Okay, and the scripture speaks about those arrows. Okay, and the modern day arrows being those ICBM missiles. Okay, the announcement appeared to be a warning of Ukraine's Western allies about becoming more deeply involved in more than a 2-year war. Right, deeply involved in the more than 2-year war. All right, some of Ukraine's Western partners have previously expressed concern about stoking the war amid fears it could spill beyond Ukraine and into a conflict between NATO and Russia. French President Emmanuel Macron repeated last week that he doesn't exclude sending troops to Ukraine. And UK Foreign Secretary David Cameron said Kiev's forces will be able to use British long-range weapons to strike targets inside Russia. Okay. US troops have already been in Ukraine, right? Same with NATO troops, they've already been there. Right, they've been there. Alright, already. Okay. They've been in Russia. Sorry, in Ukraine, sorry. Alright. Says the Kremlin branded those comments as dangerous, heightening tension between Russia and NATO. The war already has placed significant strain on relations between Moscow, which is the capital of Russia, and the West. Okay. Tactical nuclear weapons include air bombs, warheads for short-range missiles, and artillery munitions, and are meant for use on the battlefield. Alright. This article goes further in. Okay. So yeah. Alright. And also the Baltic states will align with Putin. Alright. Okay, countries like Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, former states of the USSR. Okay. That's all coming back, man. Okay. The USSR, the Union Soviet Socialist Republics, that's forming back again, man. Okay. It's all forming back. So we'll get a few scriptures. We'll go to the book of Revelation. chapter 11 and verse 14. Because World War III is most certainly mentioned within the scriptures, man. Okay, so Revelation chapter 11, verse 14, and it reads, "The second woe, which was World War II, is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." Okay, and we're in the stages of World War III happening, alright? It just hasn't gone global yet, okay? And this destruction will come quickly, man, alright? America will be destroyed in 1 hour, alright? Turn into a lake of fire, okay? Alright? And since this destruction will come quickly, man, alright, most of our people, alright, will be taken by surprise, okay, because Yahweh Shai, our Lord, is coming back, alright, like a thief in the night, man. And our people, the Hebrew Israelites, being the so-called Negroes, alright, the indigenous people of North, Central, and South America, you know, the Hispanics, alright, so-called, and the Native Americans, so-called, and Seminole Indians, so-called, alright. Those are the Lord's chosen people, alright. But 2/3 in America, man, are going to be in trouble, alright, because they're going to be purged through, okay. They're going to be destroyed and cut off, alright. They're going to be overtaken, and only the remnant, the elect of the Israelites, will be delivered and saved, alright, from the said perils that's to come, okay. Let's go to the last book of the Old Testament, Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. Subheading, final admonition. Alright, verse 1 reads, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven." Okay, and that's dealing with, you know, World War III. That's the thermonuclear destruction, right, coming to the virgin daughter of Babylon, aka America, right? "And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, shall be stubble," right? And the proud, primarily talking about Esau, right? Okay, but that includes, you know, 2/3 in spiritual Egypt, and as well as you rebellious Israelites elsewhere in the world, man. You know, that don't want to return to the Lord Yahweh Shem El Shai. Okay. "And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Ha'adawan Yahweh Tazbawath," right, the Lord of hosts. Okay, Lord of hosts meaning the Lord of heaven's armies. Okay. Right. Who makes up the army of the Most High? Right, his angels. Right. His arsenal, comprising of his, you know, nuclear missiles. Alright. Because really it's the Lord's, right? He's just putting the warlike spirit on Russia and various nations to use these ICBM, alright, missiles, okay? But it's still the Lord's, man. Right? He put the spirit on those nuclear scientists to create them in the first place, alright? The chariots, right? The so-called UFOs that makes up the Lord's armies, alright? Okay. You know, so this day is coming, right? Meanwhile, you've got certain Israelites, right? A specific Israelite group breaking down 2/3 wrong, right? Sakari, right? Guerrilla Hebrew, right? AKA Chief Priest Alazar Ban Lawyer, right? 2/3 being cut off, right? In that land is America, okay? Then you got, you know, the deacon of Sakari getting the ministry blamed, talking about black Hebrew Israelites, which we're not black, right? That's a social construct, okay? We are Hebrew Israelites, okay? Those are proverbs and bywords that our enemies label us as, beginning with Esau, so-called WHITE man, alright? So he's basically saying, Deacon, right? Deacon Sakari, he's saying that the black Hebrew Israelites will receive weapons of mass destruction, okay? and Esau's been blessed with the blessing of the sword, man. Right? He totes the weapons of mass destruction, okay? And by Deacon coming out and saying that, he's giving Esau more firepower, right, to help get the ministry blamed, okay? Because persecution is coming, man, right? And really, that's suspect. That's suspicious, okay? And anyway, the Lord will endow his elect men with spiritual power, far more power than Esau's carnal weapons, right? Far more powerful than Esau's carnal weapons, should I say? Okay. Because hey, what can a gun do against a spirit? Okay. Look at the power that Kal-El has, aka Superman, Clark Kent. Okay. Man of Steel, that's what he's known as. He could fly, run very fast, like the Flash. Okay. Lasers coming out of his eyes. You see? For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Okay. So yeah. Right, so these NATO heads, these EU leaders, right? You know, they keep poking the bear being Russia, so they keep antagonizing Russia, and at some point, when the Lord sees fit, the bear will strike back. Alright? And it will be a death blow, man. Okay? It'll be a death blow. And it won't just be Russia alone, but a great assembly of nations, like China, India, right? North Korea, Pakistan. You know, they have nuclear missiles too. Persia, of course, plus the dragons of Arabia. Right? Even America's own allies will turn against her. Okay. So yeah. So the day is near, man. All right. Let's get the next article from the Independent. All right. And this is, of course, very recent as well. So it says Russia threatens to strike British military sites over Cameron's Ukraine weapons pledge. All right. Russia has threatened to strike British military facilities and said it would hold drills simulating the use of battlefield nuclear weapons in response to UK weapons being used by Ukraine to strike its territory. British Ambassador Nigel Casey was called to the Foreign Ministry in Moscow for a formal protest following Foreign Secretary David Cameron's comments last week that Ukraine had the right to use British weapons to strike Russia. Mr. Casey was warned that in response to the Ukraine attacks on Russian territory with British weapons, any British military facilities and equipment on the territory of Ukraine and abroad could be targeted, the ministry said, calling Lord Cameron's remarks a serious escalation. It is the first time Russia has publicly announced drills involving tactical nuclear weapons, although its strategic nuclear forces regularly hold exercises. And Russia's in that war spirit, man. Okay, you know they're ready for war, man. They're built for that. You see. What? Meanwhile, the American military, man. You know they're not even got the morale. Okay, you got alphabet personnel within their military, and they're gonna lose. You see, they're gonna lose. Okay. Let's get the prophecy within the book of the prophet Ezekiel. Okay. Ezekiel, I believe it's chapter 37. That's it. Chapter 38, actually. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 1. Look at the subheading: Prophecy about Gog and future invasion of Israel. It says, Waha, the word of Adonai Yahweh, let me read it again. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. You know, the Russians, you know, they're Edomites as well. Alright? And of course, you've got Israelites scattered among them. Okay? But, you know, ultimately the Lord is against, you know, Putin, but he's just using them. Right? to take out America, right? Verse 3, and say, thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, behold, I am against you, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, right? Put hooks into thy jaws. So imagine, going fishing, you know, you're catching fish with your fishing rod, okay? And the rod goes into, and you hook the fish and you drag it back, okay, towards you to reel it in. The Lord's bringing back Russia into that former USSR spirit, okay? All right. And Russia is going to be, a guard to these nations as it continues on. Verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands in the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with you. Be you prepared and prepare for yourself, you and all your company that are assembled unto you, and be you a guard unto them. So Russia will be a guard unto them. Okay, a guard unto China. Alright. And this is the country it names, okay? And these weaker nations, man, they're stronger. Alright? America's been this hammer of the earth, this bully to these other nations. And once upon a time, these nations wouldn't even dare speak out against America. Alright? But you got countries like North Korea, the leader of that, Kim Jong-un. Alright? Threatening America. So it goes to show America's, they're losing their power, man. Okay? They're getting weaker. Alright? So yeah. They're all gonna come together and they're gonna bring that war to America, man. Okay. Let's get the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 9. And it reads, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, right? In modern day, Babylon is America, right? An assembly of great nations from the north country. Okay. And the Lord is doing this ultimately because, he's controlling these leaders of these various countries. Okay. That reminds me of this precept here in the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1, which reads, the king's heart, meaning mind, right? The Hebrew word for heart is lab, which is a mind, right? Is in the hand of the Lord as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay, all right. And every king, every prime minister, every president on this planet, man, is controlled by the Lord, man. Okay. The Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Okay. So he's putting the spirit on these leaders to behave and act accordingly to the will of the Lord. Okay, fulfilling prophecy. All right. Because there's no free will. All right. And it reads in Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 9, for lo, I will raise up and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Okay. And those arrows, right, are the intercontinental ballistic missiles that will destroy America, man. That's the modern day arrow. Okay. There's no regular bow and arrow, so it can shoot that and it can go from one end of the earth to another. It's impossible. That ain't gonna happen. So it's obviously speaking about, hypersonic intercontinental ballistic missile, man, that they've been testing and developing, all right, for years and years. Okay. Advanced technology. Okay. All right. And none shall return in vain. Once the shot off, and is going to reach their designated target, all right? Because the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Hashai, will be in those missiles, and they're not going to clash with one another. They're going to hit their intended target. Okay. So yeah, these are the times that we're in. All right. So Adawan Ratazar, this lesson was uplifting, encouraging, okay, and comforting and edifying. All right, to whoever was watching and listening. Okay. So with that, I'm going to say Kwame Asherala wa Mawatla Babal. In closing, Kal Halal Yahweh Bashim Al Shai Bashim Rakak Wadash. Shalom.